Assalamu alaikum. Today's theme is titled, The Truth is Out by the admission of a group of research climatologists. It has been made clear to them this week that the cause of climate disasters is the solar explosions and the carbon dioxide of the factories of mankind. The truth has come to light so that those who perish will perish upon evidence, and those who live will live upon evidence. This statement was written by the awaited Al-Mahdi, Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani, on the 19th of May 2024, and it will be recited to by one of his supporters. You will find the news under this title: العالم مهدد بموجة أعاصير وكوارث طبيعية سببها الشمس. Translation: The world is threatened by a wave of hurricanes and natural disasters caused by the sun. This is the verification of the promise of Allah in the clear verses of the Great Quran in the word of Allah the Exalted.
وَيَرَى الَّذِينَ أُوتُوا الْعِلْمَ الَّذِي أُنزِلَ إِلَيْكَ مِنْ رَبِّكَ هُوَ الْحَقُّ وَيَهْدِي إِلَى صِرَاطِ الْعَزِيزِ الْحَمِيدِ.
صدق الله العظيم. Surah Saba, verse 6. They are bashfully announcing the news on the British Daily Mail and many news channels and agencies. Why do not they broadcast to the world such important scientific news on different satellite channels? Is it because of shame, since there is a generation of different backgrounds who have been raised to believe that climate change are due to the carbon dioxide gas emitted from humans' factories causing global warming, which led to the climate change of the earth? This has been a predominant theory for world climatologists. They believe that climate change is because of factories' carbon dioxide emissions. They also admitted that their knowledge is limited to the fact that solar explosions temporarily affect only electricity generators, communication networks, radio, and GPS, and they are not involved with climate change, floods, and land and sea hurricanes. I've endlessly argued with them that the secret behind climate change lies in causing solar explosions due to the skirmishes of planet Nasser, which in turn affected the sun and moon. They excluded solar explosions to be the reason for climate change. This is what has long been known for all the Arab and non-Arab climatologists. However, none disagreed with them in the whole world except for one person only, me, the Caliph of Allah, Imam Mahdi Nasser Muhammad Al-Yamani. My truthful ruling has been founded on the power of knowledge of the true clarification of the Quran in the clear verses of the Quran. They've turned away from me for 20 years, but the truth has been clarified to them to be in the challenge of the Imam Mahdi Nasser Muhammad Al-Yamani. This being the case, why do they low-key announce the news in writing on the websites of both channels and news? Or is it an act of arrogance, because the news came verifying the truth in the statements of Imam Mahdi Nasser Muhammad Al-Yamani? You shall find the news using these search words: العالم مهدد بموجة أعاصير وكوارث طبيعية سببها الشمس. Translation: The world is threatened by a wave of hurricanes and natural disasters caused by the sun. Then I hold the argument against them with the truth and say, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, O astronomers and climatologists, did not I tell you that I know from Allah that which you do not know, and that planet Nasser is affecting the sun, forcing it to consecutively send major solar explosions, causing the calamities of Allah's cosmic war like floods and hurricanes and other so-called climate disasters? It has been clear to you that they are not because of the greenhouse gases that all climate scientists, whether Arab or non-Arab, have taught you that the cause of climate disasters is due to the emissions from your factories, cars, and all your engines emitting greenhouse gases, and that they specifically have caused global warming on planet Earth. But you find Imam Mahdi Nasser Muhammad Al-Yamani marching to the beat of another drum and declaring absolute disbelief in your scientific theory, stating that it has no divine authority from Allah, and teaching you that it happens due to the approach of planet Nasser, which affected the sun, causing solar explosions that in turn affect the Earth's climate. The cause is planet Nasser during its approach from a distant place, declaring the war of skirmishes from afar. However, the impact is now growing larger and larger, from the radiant sun and the thermal dark planet Sakar until it comes to them suddenly startling them, and they cannot avert it, nor can they be helped. Rather, the reality of its coming becomes clear to them because of its impact in the war of skirmishes from a distant place, similar to its effects on the sun. So here are the non-Arab climatologists after the recent consecutive major solar explosions during May 2024. Notice the increase in climate disasters and doubted that they were caused by the greenhouse gas theory. They propose that climate change are due to the sun. Therefore, they conducted scientific research tracking the dates of all solar explosions throughout the years. Then they looked at the timeline of climate disaster events and found that they occurred shortly after the solar explosions. It became evident to them that indeed climate change occurred in the sun, not due to greenhouse gases on Earth. Does not this mean that the theory of global warming is no longer accurate, not even by 1%? The truth has come to light despite the denial of those who deny it, so that he who lives upon evidence, and he who perishes upon evidence. It has become clear to all researchers and followers that the truth lies with Imam Mahdi Nasser Mohammed Al-Yamani, who has consistently for the past 20 years denounced the theory of greenhouse gas emissions. For 20 years, I've been saying, O people, fear Allah, the one the overpowering, for you have entered into the war of skirmishes owing to the approach of planet Sakar from a place far off, affecting the radiant sun. Planet Sakar does not require to be eliminated by another radiant body. Because it is a thermal radiant body, the first thing affected is the sun itself, being fundamentally a radiant and fiery source of heat. Its temperature increased and its solar explosions became more frequent than usual. What matters to us is the acknowledgement by the research group of climatologists and the conclusion of the research this week that the climate disasters occurring on planet Earth have shown them the truth, that they are indeed due to the climate change occurring in the sun itself. This means an admission from them of the fallacy of their theory that it is due to greenhouse gases, and it is not logical that the Earth could affect the sun due to greenhouse gases produced by humans. And the question is, why has not this important news been announced on both Arab and non-Arab channels? Is it an act of arrogance towards the Caliph of Allah, Imam Mahdi Nasser Muhammad Al-Yamani? Therefore, I hold the argument against all decision makers in the Arab and non-Arab worlds and their peoples and say, only those with understanding minds will take heed before the painful torment amid the upcoming summer, which begins on the 21st of June 2024, and I'm confirming it is happening in the year 1445 after Hijrah. And I give tidings to all those who are arrogant towards Allah and His Caliph of a painful torment, so be prepared for the rise of the temperature to 151 degrees Celsius. This statement is decisive and is not to be taken for amusement. Verily, the curse of Allah is upon the liars who have been shown the truth of the true clarification of the Great Quran by Allah's Caliph Imam Mahdi Nasser Muhammad Al-Yamani, but arrogance led them to sin, and for them is only hell. So who will save them from a torment of heat of 151 degrees by the command of Allah, the One, the Overpowering? God did not wrong them, but they wronged themselves. Given that summer of the sun combined with the summer of Sakar is imminent, where is the refuge, O ye who have transgressed limits on earth and spread corruption therein? Surely your Lord is ever watchful. O Allah, I bear witness that you are the truth and your promise is true. So include me among the witnesses and all my honored supporters. Indeed, you do not waste the reward of the doers of good. O Allah, reward them on my behalf with the best of rewards, and you are the best of those who show gratitude. O Allah, guide the misguided among your servants in whichever way you like, for you know them better than your servants, and you know how will they, who have not turned to their Lord to guide their hearts in the era of dialogue before the appearance, Acknowledge the truth and be guided. As for those who earned your wrath, enemies of your pleasure within from among your servants, it is the same for them whether you warn them or do not. They will not believe, as they hate the call of truth from their Lord and purpose. Consequently, I give them tidings of a severe torment from Tanat Sakar, and to Allah all matters return, and He knows what is in the heart of His servants. Let this statement be spread intensively on the widest scale, seeking forgiveness from your Lord, so perhaps you will fear Him. Judgment belongs to Allah, the best of judges. Peace be on the messengers and all praise is due to Allah, Lord of the worlds. Allah's Caliph on the whole world, the servant and Caliph of Allah, Imam Mahdi Nasser Muhammad al-Yamani.